Hi guys, Shekhar Devane Banu Group presented by ST Banuchandar, STB Groups, Tirunelveli. STB Groups, this is group info. Anybody want to see my Facebook ID, Shekhar Devane Banu company name, and online education free. These people only help me to do this channel, so I thank him very much. Anybody want the brief information, go to my Facebook ID and Google Plus. Weathering, the gradual disintegrations of rock by atmospheric or weather force. The weathering is divided into two types, physical types and chemical type. Chemical weathering, physical or mechanical weathering. Weathering means the rock is disintegrated and to large rock is converted into small rock. Water is the key to nearly all the four types of chemical weathering. The first type is carbonization, and second one is hydrolysis, third one is hydration, and the fourth one is oxidation. Rainwater and water ices play important in the weathering. Without the water, there was no weathering occur in any rock. Okay, this is the weathering process or weathering picture. Before the rock statues look like a very beautiful, but after weathering the change in the statue. Now see, that was the big rock founded first, then it is broken to the medium size, then it become very small sizes. This only the weathering process. The process of large potter is converted to small pot. Chemical weathering, decompositions of rock due to exposure of air and water. This type is called as the chemical weathering. See the picture, there was lot of the hole. The hole was created by rainwater and wind. This process is called the weathering. The rainwater stored in the rock and later day to day it become weaker and disintegrated, and the vacuum place is acquired in the rock. Solution, many rock are decomposed by water, especially rainwater, because rainwater contain carbon dioxide to make weak acid. Lot of hole in the rock are created by the rainwater. Carbon dioxide contained in the rainwater is stored in the some crack of an rock. Later it disintegrated rock and form some vacuum space. All are steady oxidation. Oxidation, it is a reaction of oxygen in the air or water in many mineral rocks. Air change ferrous into brown crust or rust ferrous oxide. This process is called oxidation. Now see the rock is a slight layer, it look like a brownish red. This represent the ferrous oxide contained in the rock. The center of a black color, it is called as ferrous. The air contain oxygen, the rock get oxidation and it become ferrous into ferrous oxide process. This process is called as oxidation process. Decomposition by organic acid, decaying plant and animals like bacteria, fungus produced acid. It reacted with water to speed up the weathering of underlying rocks. First rainwater collected in the rock later fungus or appearance. The fungus has emitted some wastage material acids. The acid reacted with water and to speed up the weathering process. This process is called decomposition by organic acids. Physical weathering. Mechanical weathering is physically disintegrations of an rock. The rock already weakened by actions of chemical weathering. First chemical weathering, the process to created small crackers. Later the physical weathering occurs. The physical weathering created the major impacted in the rock because it is separated into two rocks. Example, the temperature increase and decreases, the rock get expand and shrinks and divided into two parts. Repeated temperature change. In desert time, outer layer expand more than interior layer of the rock, and in night time the outer layer contract more than the interior layer. Daytime very temperature is received at, and during night at very winter is received by the rock. So the rock expand and shrinks and it get separated into two parts. The outer layer first little crackers and next as it form the big crackers. Then it affected the interior layer. The interior layer also repeated the temperature and it get the crackers, and day to day it become bigger. Then later the rock is and crack to small fragment or small grains like sand. Repeated wetting and drying. When rock are wetted, the outer layer absorbs a certain amount of moisture and expand. When they dry, this moisture evaporated and they quickly shrink. This process is repeated over a year,
and the rock get weathering well. Climate play important role in the weathering. Wetting means the moisturizers is absorbed by the rock and the rock get expanded, and a drying season the rock get evaporated moisturizing and it becomes quickly shrink. Later the rock is cracked well formed and it is splitted into many parts. This process is called repeated wetting and drying process. Frost action. All rock contain cracks and joint or pore spaces and alter a shower water. Old snow collected in such places. When the temperature drop at night or during the winter, this water freeze expand the rock. Such peaks are called frost shattered peaks. The frost actions play important role in glaciers area. First rainwater collected in little crack and later at night or winter the water become freezes and it developed a stress in the rock. The crack is an expanded little amount. Day to day the process is continue and the rock is continuously stressed and one day it become crack into two part. This process is called frost action. Rajaraja Cholan followed the same method to build the Tanjavur big temple. First they put small hole in the rock and stabbed wood and poured water into the wood. Wood absorb water and expand. The rock expand of wood, the small hole become big. Later the process is continued and crack the rock into two holes. Biotic factor. Small fragment of rocks loosed by either chemical or physical weathering. Large in crack and planted grow in the crack. Main in cause of mining, building and dam etc. Unfortunately human population become huge. Then the India requires more amount of jewelry. So we mining process are very rapidly growth. Then we extracted jewelries very effectively and very rapidly in the process. And this is also one type of an biotic factor weathering only. And in later some of the animals are eaten the fruited and the seed is put into the crackers. The crackers was filled with an soil due to natural weathering process. The planted grow first is little and day to day it become bigger. The root is penetrated into the rock. The rock is cracked well into many pot. Erosion, the active wearing away of the earth's surface by moving agent like running water, ice, glaciers, waves etc. Compare the two pictures. The first picture is look like a beautiful and without any changes, but after a day to day or year some erosional occur in the land surface and it become changes to another landform. The change occurs in any surface or any part of the earth surface is called as erosional. Transportation, the removal of the eroded depression to new position. This process is called transportation. Deposition, the dumping of debris in certain part of earth where it may be to form a rock. This process is called deposition. This is the complete cycle of weathering, erosion, transportation and deposition. Now you imagine the water industry. The raw material of water industry is water. Water is naturally happen. It's like weathering. Weathering means physical weathering and chemical weathering is water, hot water and soft water. Later it become erosional. Erosion means running water, glaciers, ice etc. The workers collected the water into the bottle and filled up and packaged it well and boxed it well and put it to the godowns. Transport is like a salesman. The salesman comes and asks the workers to I wanted for 100 bottles. Then the workers open the door and transport the water bottles. 100 bottles taken and it is transported to his vehicle. Then this vehicles is go to the sales market. Sales market is like if you go to the Tirunelveli is a big market. So Tirunelveli market is a deposition place. The water is deposited to the some shops in the market. The shops are called as a deposit. In between the salesman is called transportation process and weathering and erosion is called as the manufacture unit. This is the full cycle to know about what is weathering or erosion or transportation and deposition. It is useful to quickly you recall it very effectively.
Any feedback, send me comment www.facebook.com Shikhar Devane Banu Education Group. Like my page and subscribe my YouTube channel and Google Plus. Thank you for watching my video and subscribe channel. Take care.